What do dermatologists and global warming fanatics have in common? They both have problems with the sun. It's kind of crazy to have a problem with the sun. Dermatologists, they warn people to stay out of the sun and use chemicals, sunscreens, on their skin. Vitamin D deficiency is a serious condition. It creates serious diseases. Vitamin D that comes naturally from the sun is vital to health. The sun is vital to health. To say anything differently is crazy. To substitute chemicals for the sun is crazy. Now, of course, when you don't have any sun, like here we've had rain for the last 2 months, it makes sense to take some D3. I'm not going to go into great detail. Dr. McCullough published an essay today on vitamin D and sun and how people who work in offices have more cancer of the skin. The sun is the giver of life. Yes, there's limits. Yes, it doesn't make sense to go out at noon and just bake like a lizard. But a little sun every day to get a little bit pink is very healthy. Vitamin D and sun exposure is a complicated thing because it also depends on where you live. The further you get away from the equator, you're up near the poles, in Canada, it's Argentina, the sun doesn't strike very strongly. So you have to adjust oneself. But to have, for medicine, modern medicine, dermatologists to have such a problem with the sun is as crazy as the global warming people, who again, they ignore the sun. They don't want to consider the sun, that it's the sun that warms the planet. It doesn't only give us vitamin D. The sun is the giver of life, and it warms the planet. And there are variations in the sun, solar cycles. Right now we're going through a beginning of a grand solar minimum. Sunspots are becoming rarer and rarer, and it's getting cold. How do you know that global warming fanatics, global warming politicians, which is almost all of them on the planet, and global warming newspapers and magazines, how do you know they're out of their minds? Psychotic. They talk about the climate and they never talk about the sun. Crazy. What can we do? We live in a crazy world. But the sun is the sun.